Welcome to Edmonton Fire Station. Today we're going to be giving you an insight into road traffic collision cutting gear used by the London Fire Brigade. The London Fire Brigade has specialist FRU units strategically placed across London. Stations like Edmonton, East Ham, Wembley and Croydon. And these units have specialist cutting gear for more complex rescues. This is a pump ladder. It's at every London Fire Brigade station and it carries cutting tools. This is the cutter and this is the spreader. This is Edmonton's FRU. Like I said before, FRUs are strategically placed across London and they all carry specialist hydraulic cutting gear for more complex rescues. These are the dedicated cutters carried on the FRU. Let's head out to the yard where my colleague Lee is going to give you a bit of a demonstration and talk to you a little bit more about the equipment.
So for today's training, we're going to go ahead and take the roof off the vehicle using the dedicated cutters that G spoke about earlier. Quick run through on the car where we make our cuts. When the crew come to take the roof off, we'll split the car into different posts. So starting from the front, A post, B post and C post. And the crews will prep these posts to prepare for cutting in different situations and at different places. Part of that prep will be removing the inside to make sure there's nothing on the inside of the car we shouldn't be cutting through, like airbags. So the next part is going to be dealing with the glass. So as a crew, we deal with all the glass.
Breaking glass!
Okay, so the crews have now prepped this car for roof removal. They've stabilised it, managed the glass, they've peeled and revealed the inside and removed all the doors. So the crews are now ready to move in and make their cuts to take the top of the car off. They're going to use pump ladder equipment on this side, FRU kit on this side. So the crew's going to start at the front here. They're going to cut the A post, which is this front post at the front of the vehicle here. They're going to use the pump ladder kit. It's been peeled and revealed on the inside, so know where it's safe to cut. They're going to cut a little bit further up. We would try to keep our cuts as low as possible, but we're going to cut a little bit further up to leave some of the post in if we need to use that post to move the car around later. So they're moving the glass plaster up, hard protection in, and Zoe's going to make that cut. Here, this B post, which is near the casualty's head, would be the last post we cut, but for the purpose of this training, we're going to cut it now. Again, we're trying to aim to keep this as low as possible, but the post obviously thickens out here to make it a harder cut. On the inside, where there's a reinforcing strap where the seatbelt connects, that can be really hard to cut, so the team have looked by peel and reveal and noticed that they can cut below it, where they've marked on there. This is where the cut's going to go. Moving down to the rear of the car, here's the C post, but the C post's got two parts. Much thicker here, so Steve would have to use a couple of different techniques because these jaws ain't big enough to do these in one cut. But Steve's taking that out the way to give him space to get the tool in to work on that rear part of the C post. So that post has been peeled and revealed. They couldn't get it off completely. They better look behind it to make sure there's nothing back there that's going to cause them any grief when they make the cuts. Steve's now having to make a relief cut in this post because this tool isn't big enough to get in there and do that cut in more than one go. So he's making a relief cut in that post to make some more space. So when we get to the other side and we use the FRU kit, that's one of the big benefits for us is that we can make larger cuts in smaller amount of moves. Crew have worked their way down this side of the car. They've cut all three posts, prepped this side. We're going to move on to the other side and do it with the FRU kit now to see the difference. We're going to work down this side of the car now, same thing, starting with the A post. We're going to cut the A post and then the windscreen and then move down to the B and the C post. They're going to use the FRU cutting equipment this time. You can see it's not so mobile, it's connected with hoses. This is a 95-ton cutter though, so it gives a lot more strength in the cut, but it's also got a slightly wider gape on the cut, and it draws the cut into the tool, making it cut more efficiently. Crew's just finished off this A post, so both A posts at the front are now cut. So we're going to move someone in and cut with the recip saw. We're going to cut out as much windscreen as possible between the two cuts on the A post. So we'll swing down like a big smiley face to take out as much of that windscreen when we remove the roof. See the load of glass dust and sparks and bits of glass coming off on when you're doing that, which is why he's wearing a half mask there. The casualty inside would have been covered in a clear salvage sheet to keep them away from that sort of thing, the dust. And the protecting shield in there is also part of that to keep all that dust and glass parts away from the casualty or else is in the car. Same place as we cut it on the other side. Nick's going to move in now and cut this C post. With this one, we'll be able to get a lot less cuts, as it's got a 180mm opening, 90-degree opening on the jaws there. So we'll be able to get more of the car in one bite, and it won't have the twisting effect that the smaller offset cutters have on the pump ladder. So you should be able to do this in less cuts. We're ready to remove the roof. We'll go up and over the casualty at the back because we've chosen that as the safe spot. We're going to put it over in the debris dump. Okay, so we're just a little demonstration and a look into some of the cutting gear that we keep on our frontline appliances and our special appliances. In real time, a lot of that work would have done simultaneously, but for the purpose of today's drill, we took it individually so you can see how each tool works and the process we go through. Hopefully you've enjoyed seeing how effective some of our tools are and how quickly we can get access to a vehicle if ever you need us to make that access.
That's an insight into the cutting gear we carry at London Fire Brigade. From the standard tools carried on every fire engine to the specialist kit we carry on fire rescue units, they all play a vital role in rescuing people. Thanks for watching, and we hope you enjoyed this look on how we operate. Stay tuned for more videos.